Okay, that looks a bit better now. So there's my original equation, and that's the k you've worked out. Okay, now you choose a pair of values from the original equation, any pair of values, it doesn't matter. So put your n in and put your t in. Okay, and then see the way I'm trying to find the a, this is multiplying, so you bring it across, it becomes dividing. So just on your calculators, 315.44 divided by 48 to the power of minus 1.05 equals a. So that gives me a equaling that. So you see your equation up here? This is your original. You now know a and k. So rewrite it using your a and k. Once you've done that bit, the next bits are just answering the questions. They want to know what happens when n is 60. So just sub it into that equation. I put a box around that so it's easy to find. So just as it is, straight into your calculator and you should get out this answer. Part 4, they have the time is 3 hours 5 minutes. Make sure, always check your units in these ones. So putting that into minutes, 185 minutes. So you see your equation? So 185 goes for your t. Now you're trying to find n. So this bit is multiplying. Bring it across, it becomes dividing. Now, do you see your power? When you bring your power over, the opposite of power is root. So you use your root button there. If I could find a calculator, I could just take you through how you put that in if you're not sure. Okay, so if you go on your calculator, if I can find where the root button is, there it's there. See, just above the power button. So shift, root, make sure you press the minus because the wee cursor's flashing up there for the root. 1.05, move across 185 divided by, just check it's all within the root sign, 18374.69. If you press equals, you get that rounds to 80. And the assumption is always the same. The rule holds for outside the values of the table. So that's your wee log graph one. Okay, this one is just playing on your log rules. So bring your 2 up, it's a power, okay, so that's going to be 9x squared, plus that log means you can times it. So that'll become 9x squared times 2 divided by 7, okay, which gives you 18x squared over 7. Now, whenever they use the word hence, you're using your previous answer. So if you look at this, it's exactly the same as what you've just done, only you've got a wee base 5. So just take your previous answer and just put a wee base 5 in there. So give a look. Okay. Now, I want to try and find this. So we're going to undo the log. We're going to use the BAP. So the base is 5. So BAP. That's my answer, B-A-P. And P's for power. Okay. So 25. 5 squared. Bring this across in times. Bring this across and divide. And then at the very end, just square root that to give you that answer. Okay, now, probably get very repetitive, so I'll speed up a wee bit. Exponential equation, okay, powers log each side, power to the front, expand out your brackets, x is one side, numbers the other, factorize out your x, bring your bracket over divide, and through your calculator. Next one, exactly the same. Okay, log each side, power to the front. Multiply out your brackets. X is one side, numbers the other. Factorize out your x, bring your bracket across, divide, and there's your answer. This one here's a wee, using your wee rules. So, dividing means subtract, multiplying means add. Okay, these ones here. So log 2 is p. I would told that. And you want to find log root 8. Root means the power of a half. One of the rules of indices, power can go to the front. 8 is the same as 2 cubed. One of the rules of indices, bring the power to the front. Log 2 is p, so it's 3 over 2p. This one's an exponential one, so make sure you have one term on each side, which we have. Log each side. This is an easier one because you don't have any letters over here. Log each side, bring the power to the front, multiply out your bracket. Numbers one side, letters the other. See, we have no factorising this time, so we've only got one x term. Bring that across and divide. And on your calculator. Okay, so the next we want now. Okay, we're going to use log BAP here. So BAP, base, answer, power. So the base is 2x, the answer is 36, and the power is 2. Just be careful there, so it's 4x squared. So x squared equals 9, x equals 3. Now, these ones, I love these ones. Log 3, 4 equals m, log 3, 5 equals n. They give you that. You must always state that log 3, 3 is 1. That's the key to getting these questions. You want log 3, 20. So here are our numbers we're trying to work with, 4, 5, and 3. 20 is 4 times 5. Remember, you can separate that out in an addition. That is n, and that is m. 60. Now, you might do it a different way than me. That's fine. Let's just still work out. 60 is 5 12s. 12 is 4 times 3. So I've got all my numbers. Just separate them all out and add them. And just put in your n, m, and 1. Right, this is another log graph one. So let's see how we do with this one. You log each side, you separate them out, you bring the power to the front, you compare with y equals mx plus c. So that's your x's, and that's your y's. Just notice I've had the wrong way round. So x's are log h, and this is log y. So you find your gradient, okay, and you find your, just looking here, yeah, this is okay. So log h's is your x's, and log m's are your y's, so that's all okay. You find your gradient, difference in y's over difference in x's. Remember, I tend to use the first and last points of the table for those. Okay, we've got your gradient. Take your first equation, there. Put your q in, which is your gradient. Then you choose a pair of values from the first equation, sub them in. Okay. Rearrange that to get p. Now my first equation, I now know p and q. Just rewrite it using p and q. Put a box around that so you can find it. H is 64, so put it in. M is 0.5. Again, watch those units. So M is 500. And just rearrange that like we did before. And the assumption is the same standard answer. The rule holds outside the values given. Okay. How are we getting on now? Hopefully we're doing not too bad. Hopefully it's getting a bit more repetitive. Exponential equation. So you log each side, bring the power to the front, times out your bracket. You've only one x. So x, bring it over to our side, just get it as a positive. That's the only reason I'm doing that. Numbers on that side. Just rearranging that to get your answer. Here I see the BAP. Okay, so base, answer, power. So x squared equals 5. So bring your square over square root. Okay, this one here again, log 2 7 is A, log 2 5 is B. Remember, log 2 2 is 1. We want log 2 37, so it's 5 7s. So we'll separate them out, A plus B. Log 2 2.8. So it's 2.8 is 28 over 10. 28 is 14 times 2 over 5 times 2. Well, those 2's cancel off, give me 14 over 5. 14 is 7 times 2. I can separate that all out. So it's log 2 7 plus log 2 2 plus log 2 5, and there's all your wee bits. And of course you could have done a different method and got the same answer. That's no problem. And over here. Oh, we've gone blurred again. Okay. I'm just looking at this page. Oh, over there. So, exponential, one term on each side, log each side, bring the power to the front, times out your bracket, rearrange it to get x on its own, put it through the calculator, and there's your answer. Part B. So, separate them out into additions. Log 10, 10 is 1, power goes to front, that's you. Part 2. This one is part 1. Okay, so if you take your part 1 and put it in there, you see what I'm doing? This part goes up to the top, leaving me a log 10 equals a log 10. Those log 10s can just knock off. So I've got the square root of y equals 10x3. So y equals 10x3 squared, 100x6.